All right, it's March the 23rd, the year 2017. This is the second letter that came in from Schaeffer Cox today. I'm going to read about 90% of it into YouTube. The portions that I did not scan were issues where Schaeffer and I were talking about internal things, as well as there's a paragraph or two about a movie that is being made. And I didn't want that to get out because last time there was any communications made public about a movie that is being planned about Schaeffer's life, they put him in the hole. So I made a judgment call that I don't want to make any public. I didn't want to scan that portion of the letter, but you're going to see about 90% of the letter. Let's get to reading it. He wrote it on March the 14th. It's now March the 23rd. What is that? That's 9 days ago. Dear Rudy, I called and talked to you last night. It was so good to hear your voice and Aaron's. I was really energized by it. The two of you have a positive polarity about you that just makes me smile. Well, we really enjoyed hearing from Schaeffer too. We've only talked to him a couple of times on the phone, so it was a pleasure for us as well. I was so happy to hear that Karen Loeffler got fired by the Donald. That grouchy, that grouchy dyke hates Cox. Ha ha ha. When he heard that Karen Loeffler got fired by Attorney General Jeff Sessions, he was very exuberant. I will say that. My U.S. Senator Lisa Murkowski is who will recommend her replacement. This could change everything for me. Lisa knows me well enough to be suspicious of the accusations I've received, and she knows my prosecutors well enough to know beyond any doubt that they are liars and cheats. If she recommends a new U.S. attorney who will review my case for Brady violations surrounding Bennett, I'll be out. This is a reference to Schaeffer has always told me that Aaron Bennett was an FBI informant, and that was never released in the trial. And if that's true, that is a clear violation of what's called Brady violations. The prosecution has to divulge all of the names of the informants in a particular case. And if they did not divulge that Aaron Bennett was an informant, and he was an informant, Schaeffer should immediately get out of prison. That is a clear, there's been books written about that. You can read about what happened to Senator Ted Stevens and Brady violations, withholding exculpatory evidence, withholding the names of FBI informants, and manipulating and using known perjured testimony from witnesses. In Senator Ted Stevens' case, it was a known pedophile, and they used testimony from him. But Schaeffer has always told me that Aaron Bennett was an FBI informant. He's never changed his story to me on that. Okay, he goes on to write, I'm about done with my 16-page letter to Trump. I didn't realize he was writing a 16-page letter. We got a 2-page letter from him previously. I'm about done with my 16-page letter to Trump asking for a pardon. The forms to go with it are filled out. I just need letters from lots of other people to attach to it. Now, I would feel a little weird writing the letter for pastors to sign. Keep in mind, I wrote Schaeffer and said, hey, I've got several pastors that support you. Pastor Wally Drake, Pastor Stefan Broden, Pastor James David Manning, Pastor Eric Philpott. We might even be able to get Pastor Chuck Baldwin. But do you have a letter that I could provide them as a template? You know, they could look at that template and then put their own words. I don't want to put words in their mouth. But at least we could provide them with a template. And he's basically saying that he would feel a little weird writing that letter. He said, ha, 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 I could toot my own horn, but I'm trying to quit. He says, can you write the pastors a letter and get a few big name signers on it? So I will give that a shot. I don't consider myself like the best writer in the world, but I'll do the best that I can, right? When you're in a war, you don't whine and complain about not having, the best person to do something. You just do the best that you can with the resources that you got. And so if you guys can help me write a letter for Schaeffer to give to these pastors, I'm pretty sure we can get some pastors to sign it. But I'll do the best I can if no one else steps up. All right, so another big highlight in that particular paragraph was he's writing a 16-page letter to Donald Trump asking for a pardon. I didn't realize that was coming. I thought we already had that with the 2-page letter, so I guess he's written 2 letters. He goes on to write, they took my email for an additional 30 days, so I get it back on April the 18th, 2017 now. Okay, that's a little less than a month away. They gave me a letter that had a coin in it, and then turned right around and wrote me up for processing the coin, or for possessing the coin. This is just another one of their psychological games. But the tricks of these feeble-minded bureaucrats don't work on me. So somebody sent him a coin. You know, my wife had a good idea. The staff that works at the prison, they're probably the ones that put the coin in there, is what I'm thinking. And then when he didn't turn it in the first 5 minutes he got the letter, you know, they write him up and use that as an excuse to take away his core links email. He goes on to write, don't forget to send a $7.77 personal check to the FBOP Lockbox, Francis Schaeffer Cox, 16179-006, P.O. Box 474-701, Des Moines, Iowa, 50947-0001. Okay, I've already found a write-up on the Bureau of Prison website that says they do not take personal checks. I've mailed that off to Schaeffer. So because we're in like a 9-day delay lag, he hasn't gotten my letter yet, obviously. But I don't think you can send personal checks based upon the write-up that I found on Bureau of Prison. But Schaeffer, I don't think, has got that information yet. I can't get a firm answer on if they accept personal checks or only bank checks. Thanks so much. I think he means money orders. I think if you're going to deposit money with him on his commissary and you don't want to go through Western Union, you have to use a money order. I'll have to find that write-up and maybe make a video on that all by itself. But anyway, he goes on to write, did you get the White House petition I sent you? It's 2 pages, handwritten, and talks about the U.S. versus Cox being a test case for anti-Second Amendment thought crime. I absolutely did get that letter. It's on YouTube. Hopefully, that will catch on and get 1 billion signatures. Amen to that. I hope it catches on too. And get Trump's attention. If we can get my donor list away from Maria, I can ask all of the donors to send Trump postcards. This is key. Okay, Maria, this is another request for you for the donors. Okay, I think Schaeffer has asked 5 things of you. Turn over any monies to Angela Clemens. Give a full accounting of everything that's been raised and spent. The donor list that Schaeffer mentions here. The attorney contact information for Eberly. And then also to rescind and return the power of attorney, the limited power of attorney that Schaeffer gave you previously. He goes on to write, on Maria, you are right that she's giving you a BS answer. I said it's more like an answer of riddles. Every time we ask a question, it's riddles. When she says she can't come clean with everyone because it would hurt Schaeffer and his family's reputation. First of all, it's BS because I'm telling you it's BS. I'm not trying to hide anything. I'm trying to expose everything to the light. I have flaws and shortcomings, but nothing I have to keep secret. It's just normal human stuff like being arrogant and shooting my mouth off. So she's got nothing behind the curtain to back up her claim. After we hung up, I racked my brain on what she could mean. She said, me and my family. And what that might be is, as her and Richard say, my family won't help me. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But this is one of her typical riddle lies. Here's what she did. I demanded she pledge her unconditional cooperation to the transfer of all Schaeffer Cox assets directed by me. Instead of agree, she went to my little brother Grady and told him, we'll show you our secret books and hand over everything to you, but you have to sign up to take Alaskans for Liberty and be the new president of it before you can know any of our private dealings. Grady, who is no dummy, contacted me and asked me what all this top secret drama was about. I told him it was fishy and to not take over Alaskans for Liberty board or anything else sight unseen. They won't even tell the truth about if the AFL is a 501c4 or an S corporation. Is that S or 5 Corp? I don't know much about these things, but it's either S or 5 Corp. I don't know if that's an S or a 5. Anyway, or an unincorporated general partnership or what? Maria tells one lie on top of 3. There's no telling what Maria and the idiots did. They could be in tax trouble or is sideways contracts, or up to their ears in all kinds of liabilities. And they say you have to close your eyes and hold out your hand, so to speak. Screw that. I don't want their mess. I just want what's mine. The money, the website, and the donor list. I told Grady to not step in that trap. Also, Grady didn't have time to help me like Angela Clemens does. So I would have told them to hand the assets to Angela. But we never got that far because they never would pledge their cooperation to me. They just trash talk my family for not helping. So I bet the secret Maria can't go public with is that they tried to push their secret train wreck off on Grady and he wouldn't take it. I want my assets, not their liabilities. Maria is spinning this into Schaeffer's own family has decided to not stand by him. No exclamation point. I'm standing by my family and telling them not to take over a secret organization with undisclosed liabilities. Keep the pressure on Maria until she runs up the white flag and promises to hand over my assets, as directed by me, without arguing or lying or being sneaky. Schaeffer. P.S. Also, if there was some secret, Maria could have just told you. So that's the letter from Schaeffer today. The beat goes on. We're going to continue to give Schaeffer a voice. I believe that he is a righteous man, innocent man in prison. I believe that he's doing the best that he can, and I believe that I can make no sense whatsoever in this board trying to hide, all of their dealings. I am aware they tried to hand this thing over to Grady. There was talk about why doesn't Grady take it over. I would say Grady did the smart thing. In hindsight, and when I look at this, Grady, you're a very astute person for recognizing what's going on here and not taking it over. And I just pray that whoever's left in that board just does the right thing. I hate to see it even get this far, but obviously there's something going on that needs to be resolved. We will continue to give Schaeffer a voice, and I pray that everybody just looks in the heart and does the right thing. I don't know what's going on in the AFL board. It's hard for me to believe that there's been any theft. It really, even at this point, it's hard for me to believe that anybody's been thieving any money. But why not just come clean, give Schaeffer what's his, the donor list. If there's any leftover money, give it to Schaeffer. Give him a full accounting, right? So that would clear up any suspiciousness about the AFL board. And if there's a attorney information for Eberly, hand that over. And Maria, if I had a limited power of attorney from Schaeffer and Schaeffer wanted it back, it would have been returned within the first 24 hours that I heard he wanted it back. I don't understand what's taking so long. It doesn't make any sense to me. But God bless every one of you. Keep Schaeffer in your prayers, and we will continue to march forward and make noise and shine light and give Jesus Christ the glory. God bless.